Just because I have changed clothes, do not assume that I did not film this on the same day as the tag previous, because I did. What is up, you literary fans and Jess? It is your girl Deja, and I am back with a brand new video on my channel. So today I'm going to be doing another book tag. I don't know when this one is going to go up, probably whenever I need like a buffer day. I'm just going to throw up one of these tag videos, so that's definitely what I'm going to start using them for. But anyways, I was tagged in the Harry Potter spell tag, I believe is what this is called, by Sarah over at The Literary Life. She has not really been active on her social media or on her channel, so if you guys could please give her, really? Like I was saying before I was interrupted by the cat, if you guys could please go and show her some love, because we want her to continue making the great content that she does, because she makes some excellent content. I'm gonna kill this cat. So for those of you who don't know, I've never actually read the Harry Potter series. I tried reading the first book. I got about 70, 80, 90 pages, less than 100 pages in, and I gave up. And maybe it was because of the time, but I decided to try to reread it for the Tis the Season-a-thon. I don't know when this video is going up, but you'll find out whether or not I read it, or whether or not I got through it, whether or not I enjoyed it, so forth and so on. But anyways, that does not mean I cannot participate in this tag. So the original creator of this video, or the original video for this tag, I could not find it. When I was clicking on people's links, it said that the video was not found, so I don't know if the person deleted their channel or not, but stop it. But the original tag was created by Turtle Sympathy, so if I find the video, I will definitely make sure to put it down in the description below. We might be having cat stew tonight, you guys. Anyways, let's just jump straight into this. Expecto Patronum, a childhood book connected to good memories. For that one, it would definitely have to be the Maximum Ride series. I don't own the first book. I only physically own this one, and this is book 5, and I also own Fang, which I believe is book 6. But yes, my language arts teacher, this was back in middle school when they called it language arts, recommended that I read this series, because she was like, I always see you reading books. Go read this one. I feel like you will love it, and I have fallen in love with this series. James Patterson still is and was one of my favorite authors. Expelliarmus, a book that took you by surprise. So for this one, I'm going to be choosing The Death Cure by James Dashner. Now, you might be thinking, oh my god, Deja, what surprised you about this? What surprised me about this was how bad it was. I DNF'd this book. I was so disappointed. I own all of James Dashner's books except for his, I think it's a it's a sequel to the prequel, right? I believe that's what it is. But anyways, I read The Maze Runner. It was good. Read The Scorched Trials, so much better. And then I got to The Death Cure, and all that progress that I felt that he made in The Scorched Trials, just, you know, I didn't mean to drop the book, my bad. But all the progress that I felt that he made from The Maze Runner to The Scorched Trials, he just reverted back to and made it worse. This book, the pacing was weird. The characters were acting strange. Like, literally, had the names not been attached to the characters, I would have been like, these are completely different people. I did not enjoy this at all. I was super surprised. I was surprised and disappointed. So take that how you will. Prior Incantado, the last book you read. Okay, so this one was a little bit hard for me because, like, I have started and not finished quite a few books since this summer. When things started to kind of just like go sideways, which I eventually will tell you guys like what happened, probably during Vlogmas, because this just seems like this would be the proper time to do it. But the last book that I remember enjoying as well as finishing was This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. I was super surprised by this, okay, and not surprised as in like the other prompt. I was surprised by how much like I got attached to the characters so quickly. This was my first Victoria Schwab book, and if all her books are like this, I know I'm gonna love them. This was such a creative thing to think of, right? Like when you commit crimes, depending on how heinous they are, it creates monsters. And the fact that the monsters themselves, some of them have personalities, I was like, this is just, this book was just all around, it was just great. Alohomora, a book that introduced you to a genre you had not considered before. Okay, so I'm going to combine this one and the next one, which is Ridiculous, a funny book you've read, because I really was looking, but there was one book that fit both of these. And that is Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertelli. Okay, this is the first contemporary book that I read. I always thought that contemporary was like slice of life and you couldn't make slice of life interesting. But then I read this and I got proven all the way wrong. So I've kind of been on like a contemporary junkie mode ever since I found this book. Like, probably half my shelf at this point, even though like the top part is all fantasy on both of them, half of my shelves are now contemporary books. And there were parts in this book where I was just dying laughing. Like, I remember when I first read this book, I think I was doing it for a readathon. I think it was a 24-hour readathon that Read by Zoe was doing. I believe that was. Wow, it's been so long. It's been a year and a half. Oh my god. Anyways, and so like I got to this one part in the book where they were all like at this party and they were talking about their ancestry, and they were talking about, oh well, my ancestors came here because of like work. Like, my ancestors immigrated here from Italy, and then they turned to one of the people in the group, and she's black, and she was like, I know how my ancestors got here, slavery. And I just was busting up laughing. Every time I read this, I get to that part, I laugh. It's not funny, but it's funny. But it's not. But it is. Sonorous. I don't know if I'm saying these right. Sonorous. A book you think everybody should know about. And go pick up the sequel. I'm not even going to tell you what it's about. Just go pick it up, read it, be as shook as I was, and then immediately go and get the sequel. Obliviate, a book or spoiler you would like to forget having read. Wait, did I read that right? A book or spoiler you would like to forget having read. Okay, I'm going to tweak this just a little bit. So, you guys remember the Hunger Games, right? You remember that trilogy. I was really invested in this trilogy. I read the first book. I was like, this is amazing. I read the second book. I was like, this is really amazing. And then one day, as I am going to the library to get the third book, my friend is walking next to me, talking to another one of my friends, and she says, man, I can't believe Prim dies. I was so upset. To this day, I have not read the last book. I was that upset. I have not read it. I probably won't. I wish that she had not. I wish I could just take that memory out and just like pluck it away so I could enjoy the shock when I actually read it. And I was so pissed at her. I was like, I haven't read it yet. And she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was like, it's too late now. I already heard you. I know. It has been filed away into my brain and it is not going anywhere. To this day, that is the worst spoiler I have ever received for a book. I was so upset. And I never finished it because of that. I never finished it. So on to the next one. Imperial, a book you had to read for school. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one, but I had to read 1984 by George Orwell for school. I did not, wouldn't have been my first choice. My first choice would actually be Brave New World. I actually really enjoyed that book. I wanted to get a copy of it, but I never did. I actually bought this from my school. Like, they were like selling it for like 20 cents, and I was like, sure, I'll take it. And it was a pretty good book. For me, it's always like certain parts that are like hard to get through because the way that it's written is just complicated. But overall, I did enjoy this book. We had great discussions in my AP English. Was it AP English? Yeah, I believe so. We had great discussions in my AP English class about this book. So I had to read this one for school, as well as Brave New World, which I enjoyed a lot more. Crucio, a book that was painful to read. Need I say more? And finally, Avada Kedavra, a book that could kill interpret as you will. So for this one, I'm going pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to choose Scythe by Neil Schusterman because it's a scythe. It could kill you. Literally, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys are watching it, again, consider yourself tagged. If you guys do decide to do these tag videos, make sure you leave a link down in the comment section down below so I can come and watch them. If you guys like this video, you can give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content from moi, you can subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!